Riddick, you there?
What's going on?
Riddick, it's Todd Shapiro from the Todd Shapiro Show. I know I'm kind of getting at you, like people would say, call it a Pearl Harbor attack. You're not ready for this, but I would love it if we could have a few minutes of your time because you're going nuts on Twitter right now. You want to be the next Leafs coach, my man.
Well, I don't see why not. Let's do it.
Yes! Yes! This is two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Bowe on the phone here on the program. This is exciting stuff. We talked to you a few weeks ago. So what do you know about the Leafs firing Randy Carlyle? Have you been paying attention to the news?
How did they fire him? Let me find out. So how long he been gone?
They just fired him this morning. Where there's a big win here in Canada. We all love hockey. The Canadian juniors, it's a junior hockey tournament, win the gold. And then we wake up this morning, not even celebrating that, but just talking about the Leafs getting rid of their head coach. What would you do differently as a Leaf coach, Riddick Bowe?
What would I do? Well, first of all, we would have a winning team. Yes. I would get away from all the bad things, all the bad habits. And I would take it. I would build on that.
Would you enforce the players in the dressing room a little differently? Because I was reading some of your tweets where you would say your fist would be of a consequence to them if they didn't go out and perform.
Absolutely. I would tap that ass.
Do you have
They would have to put up a shut up,
I love it, man. Now, what goalie would you prefer to use on the Maple Leafs? Do you know who the starting goalies are?
I'm trying to remember his name. It's been a minute. I will get the best that they have. I would say that.
Yeah. Well, they got Reimer. They got Bernier. Bernier didn't know who Nelson Mandela was. Would you start Bernier? He's a guy who's a good goalie, but didn't know who Nelson Mandela was.
Well, my thing is, listen, anybody don't get into politics, perhaps he just didn't know who he was.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Riddick, but we get him some literature so he could know who Nelson. So he would know who he was. How about that? Let him read something so he can catch up.
That's smart. Give them the literature. You'll teach the players not only how to perform on the ice, but learn some things off it. I think that's a great quality as a head coach.
Riddick, Phil Kessel's been criticized off the ice for being a little bit out of shape. What would you do to get him back in shape? How would you inspire him or get him to get back in good shape?
Well, of course, I would try to encourage him to eat more salads, go for walks and things of that nature. And then eventually, run 2 or 3 miles a day and, see what happens from that point.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, when you were training in your prime to be the world heavyweight champion of the world, what were some of the things you would do, and then how would you put that into the Leafs' mentality and their work ethic?
Okay, well, first of all, I ran 3 miles a day, at least 5 days a week. Sometimes I would run, a little more than that. Then we would try to do the right thing, give them the right food instead of having candy bars, eat a salad. Things of that nature.
I love it, man. I love the fact that you would do it. And now you love Toronto as a city. Riddick Bowe, would you like come down here and would you live in Toronto if we got you to be the head coach of the Leafs too? Would you live here and stay in the offseason and get to?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. The question is how soon? Because I'm ready to come right now.
Well, listen, you got a hashtag going on your account at Riddick Bowe on Twitter, which is #Bowe for Leafs coach, and I'm convinced, man, that this is the way you should do it. I just think people, the players would work that much harder for you because you are, let's face it, a heavyweight champion of the world.
2-time.
My man, 2-time. I like it.
2-time.
I like that guy. 2-time.
2-time.
I like that guy. My man.
That's my man, Jay Brody. You have anything to say to Jay Brody right here, Riddick?
Jay Brody, you all right, Jay. Jay Love, you all right, man. I like you.
Yes. Wow, we're talking a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Bowe. It's the second time on the show. You love the Leafs. You're recently at the game. What did you enjoy most again about being at the game when you were here last time?
Well, I guess I enjoyed the people. I had a ball with the people. I was up in the stands talking to everybody. I just had a ball.
You had a ball good. And I know that you love Phil Kessel. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but we're going to play it for you and let me know if you can hear it, yes or no. He was interviewed today about the firing of a coach by a reporter here in Toronto. And the guy asked him some pretty hard-hitting questions. I'm going to play it for you, Riddick. Hopefully you can hear this. Have a listen.
Phil, there's been suggestions within the organization you're a difficult guy to coach. Is there anything to that?
I don't think so. That's a weird question for you to ask. So on a day like that, your coach.
You're the best player on the team, and if the coach is got fired.
You think it's my fault? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're saying? That you're difficult to coach.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm
okay.
asking you a question. Are you difficult to coach? Do you think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I play. Hey.
Thanks, Bill.
This guy's such an idiot here.
What's that?
He's always been like this.
Did you hear that, Riddick?
I heard somebody call. He called somebody an idiot, but I'm trying to make out everything else.
So I'll repeat it to you. Basically, a reporter asked him and said, hey, do you think it's the same? You're the star player, Phil Kessel. You're not playing up to par, even though he's still having a pretty great season. And he's basically saying, like, did you have a little sort of a hand in the coach being fired? And then Phil's like, is this my fault? Do you think that's an appropriate question by a reporter to ask?
No, I don't think he should put a play in that predicament. But, he's thinking, I guess, out the box.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You're taking both sides of the coin there, and that's fair, where it's like, the reporter's coming at him. And then Phil was basically saying you're an idiot, saying, like, and you could see it in Phil's face. It's like, have a little bit of empathy right now. The coach got fired, and whether the team's not doing well or not, I'm sure there's still some sort of friendship, and no one ever wants someone's livelihood to go. But once it's gone, Riddick, and it is, the Leafs have made that announcement, you should be the next coach, baby.
All right, man, I'm done game. Let's do the damn thing.
All right, top 3 reasons why Riddick Bowe should be the next coach. I want you to give us 3 reasons, and then we got a jet.
Well, number 1, 2-time former World Heavyweight champion.
2-time.
Number 2, I have to motivate the guys. And number 3, I have to make them work.
Sure. And number 2. All right. Number 2 reason.
Number 2 reason, because I know how to motivate them.
You will motivate them, and that's the most important thing sometimes. A lot of the times people, when they have stumbling blocks, it's only in their head. It has nothing to do with how they can actually go and perform if they just have more confidence to do that. And Riddick Bowe, I know you will do that to Phil Kessel, Nazem Kadri, Joffrey Lupul, you name it, Jake Gardner even. You'll be able to do that. And the number 1 reason that Riddick Bowe should be the Toronto Maple Leafs' next head coach.
They don't want nobody wants to feel his right hand.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
At Riddick Bowe on Twitter. Hashtag Bowe for Leafs coach. Thank you for doing this last minute. We didn't warn you. You just jumped on with us. I really do appreciate your time, your candidness, and your honesty, and just for being such a fun guy.
Not a problem. Happy New Year to you, and God bless.
Happy New Year to you too, Riddick Bowe. Thank you for joining us here on the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Laughs, Channel 168, SiriusXM. We'll speak soon, my man, and we'll get on that campaign for you, okay?
Okay, big guy, be good.
All right, two-time heavyweight. How great was that?
You're watching. No, you're not watching. You're listening to the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Laughs, Channel 168. So you better make sure you laugh, because I'll be watching and I'll be back.